too. Yeah, but like, I thought maybe they'd look a little bit happy. They all look pissed the fuck off. So I was like,
That's
yeah, I'm not. I'm
it's
not gonna
called
go fuck with them.
Louisville Metropolitan Police, dude.
I've never heard somebody actually use the full metropolitan in
All that
Metro.
I've learned about them is that they're fucking terrible. That's all that I've learned.
I'm pretty sure like they just got sued and lost in a case about how they actually like were racially profiling in their like arrests and shit, which is wild too because I'm pretty sure the chief of police uh, for Jefferson County is a black woman, so pretty wild. I mean, I guess unless she had no control over her police officers, um, pretty wild that that's going on.
Dude, I've heard so much wild shit about them.
Yeah, I've heard they're gay.
Yeah, no, like, yeah, actually that, yeah,
Wait, what?
yeah.
Oh,
I've heard that they have orgies.
that's cool.
They also bully people.
All of a sudden, we're gonna fucking we're gonna downvote orgies. I didn't. I don't think that was a problem necessarily.
When it's the Metropolitan Police Department, they're not doing anything to help people. I would downvote it.
I feel like you're fucking talking like you're in a fucking comic book right now. And oh no, Metropolitan Police are on their way.
No, dude,
right.
for sure.
Um,
Hold on,
can we fucking go?
I'm getting
Gosh,
there,
damn.
dude. I'm getting there, dude. Just give me a minute.
I'm over here waiting 12 years a fucking slave. I'm trying not to grow my damn beard out on my nutsack.
Listen, this is important. Let me take my time. Trust me. Trust me.
Fuck, dude, I'm trying to fucking get my energy up. Today was arm day. However, I did do some legs with it just to keep keep myself in shape, do some cardio, and boy, am I fucking wore the fuck out.
What the fuck is a kilometer?
This might be the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen.
What is it?
This guy, all right, so the the video starts with just like six guys in a van and they've all got crowbars in their hands. And then they jump out of the van and there's a car behind them and they just break the windshield in, break all the windows in, and then pull the driver out. And there's a female passenger who's just fucking screaming, crying. And they pull the male passenger into the van, close the doors, and then the male passenger just walks out with flowers and a ring in his hand. And she is just bawling, crying. Like, I just watched my husband get kidnapped and probably die. And then he's like, but wait, will you marry me? No, but like seriously, it was just a prank. Like, calm down.
God,
What, are you on
dude.
your fucking period?
Me?
Man, you need some cranberry juice? A spaloosh. You're gonna have some editing to do this week, buddy.
Why?
Just because, like, there's so much time in between these segments that we've done thus far.
It's okay.
Luckily, there's no visual going on either, so we can just cut all of it in between out.
Yeah, I want this one. Okay. 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 I've got so many JoJo's Bizarre Adventure mods, dude. It's not funny.
I like how the phrase "it's not even funny" is used usually when things are pretty fucking funny.
No, that's like the whole point of the phrase. They said it's hilarious.
It's just counterintuitive to exactly what it means. Know what I'm saying, fam?
Mm-hmm. It's like jumbo
Dude, why'd
shrimp.
Jumbo shrimp. Yeah.
Nice. My Metal Gear Solid.
Somebody just joined the car or the call.
No, I sent you an invite.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah.
Let's see. Play online with friends. There you are.
I think you should go back and watch this just to see the stupidity that is my like mod scheme.
Okay.
I just hope that there's not. Oh fuck, there is copyright music. Oh well. All right. Ah, so you're playing as the Raiden, aren't you?
I wanted to be the black guy from that one movie.
No, Dylan, you're playing as Raiden from Metal Gear Solid, who's voiced by Luigi from Mario.
What? Are you being for real?
Yeah.
That seems like from like the Mario movie.
No, from the video game. He's voiced by Luigi.
Luigi, it's me, Luigi.
Welcome back to the Faded Sun podcast. We're playing Left 4 Dead.
It's about to go down. I forgot how to grab.
Might not be a bad idea to get off the street.
I need to turn this game down.
Yeah, same sees. I need to turn this fucking
The
sensitivity.
game's
down.
already
Good
quite
Lord.
turned down. Okay.
What
Why would
else
I...
was gun? Let's do that. All right, let's turn this fucking sensitivity down a little bit. Good
Whoa.
Lord.
I did something silly. Okay. We might have to start here, and I just fucked up my game a little, messed up my game a little.
I just fucked. I mean, messed. I mean, sucked. I mean, licked.
Welcome
kissed.
back, cocksuckers. It's the 4th of July. Don't blow any of your fucking fingers off.
All right, start. Run the tape, cocksucker. Start it.
We're up to play Left 4 Dead 2. The most American fucking game on the planet. I got a
I got you-
shotgun.
I got yelled at by a woman the other day. She said, "You ain't got a sorry bone in your body." Then she said, "A sorry motherfucking bone in your body." That's what she said. And then right after that, she said, "Oh, what's in the bowl, bitch?"
Hold on, I don't have my cool animations for reloading. I gotta go grab a melee weapon.
Beans.
Maybe I should turn this the fuck up.
Alright, I got my melee weapon. Hold on, man, we got melee weapons. I got a little combat knife because I'm Snake, yo.
Why am I run so slow? Is this crouch? Oh, there's a witch around here.
You're gonna like my witch when you see it. It's nice and silly.
Will I see it on my screen?
No.
Why is it these fucking like I move so far with these fucking
What, your jumps?
no, just my movements are so far.
Oh, it's because it's a Valve game.
Is it just something of theirs?
Yeah, it's because it's a Source Engine game. It's just the way it is.
Are you downstairs?
Weapons here.
I got the Dragon Slayer sword. I am Guts. There's a charger down there.
Where?
Down in this hole that I'm at. You're singing way too loud, and my my audio did not like that. Or no, not my audio.
How did
Discord
you get to the
didn't
fucking
like it.
hole, bud? Oh shit! Damn it! I keep trying to aim.
Listen, dude, you're a slow runner living in a speedrunner's world right now.
Yes. Even in life, I am a slow runner. I am fast in short distances. Can I shoot you? Is their team shooting?
Yes. That's actually a large aspect of the game, is not shooting your teammates. Oh no, it's Doug Walker! Never mind, it's not Doug Walker, it's just Jockey.
The fuck? Thank you.
Extra pistol.
Extra pistol.
Did you get a witch? Oh.
No, it's a hunter.
I don't know where we didn't find that witch. I don't know how.
I don't either, because I was not...
I was kind of everywhere.
Yeah, I was not being discreet about my actions.
Me neither.
You know?
Nice fucking katana, dude.
What are you talking about, dude? This is the Dragon Slayer sword from Berserk.
Nice fucking thing.
Hey,
Dragon
actually
Slayer.
don't shoot me because that hurts.
I wasn't, dude. You ran in front of me after I was already shooting.
I was already in front of you, brother.
Bullshit. Not on my screen.
Yeah, sure.
I think you're a fucking liar.
I think you are bad at aiming.
Yeah, and?
There's a spitter. Don't shoot that car, please, or else I will leave you and run to the safe house. I'm gonna do that anyway. Oh, no, come back! I think there's a boomer around here somewhere.
Look up behind you.
Or it could just be Macho Man Randy Savage.
Reloading.
I don't know. One of those two.
Lock the damn door.
Close the fucking door, bitch.
Welcome to Pick My Ride.
That's how we zap into the faded sun right there.
This is welcome to the Faded Sun. Welcome. Happy 4th of July, everybody. It's your boy, DMX.
Nice fucking model.
Dude, we got one of our drivers came into work today.
What?
One of our drivers came into work today, and he brought his dog. And I lost my shit a little bit by myself.
Why? Because he was fucking. Cause the dog was fucking annoying.
No, because the dog looked exactly like Iggy from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I got needlessly excited about that.
This is actually pretty badass.
No, dude, I was like, wait, that's a Boston Terrier. Iggy's a Boston Terrier. I was like, oh my god. Are you ready to go?
I don't. How do I use a med kit?
Are you sure you didn't already use one? You have almost full health.
I'm just gonna. I don't have it yet.
You hold left click.
Got it.
Ow.
I need pistols akimbo.
Guns akimbo. Oh, he also said something very funny today.
Beryl.
Yeah. I was sitting there listening to him talk. He was talking shit about one of our other drivers. He said, if you like purple mums, that means you like to lick buttholes. If you like pink, if you like pink mums, that means you're gay. I was like,
What the fuck does that have to do with shit?
I don't know. He's so random, dude. Just thought that was one of the funniest things I'd heard all day. I was like, I gotta write that down. No one's looking.
That is funny.
He's a silly guy.
What a silly goose guy.
Yeah.
What a silly
He said-
goofy goose.
Ah! He just
Can
threw
you
up
be
on
innocent?
me. And then he was like, I gotta go in for the heart to the heart doctor so they can kill me and bring me back to life. I was like, wow.
Oh, that is a thing. I forget about that.
I was like, that's kind of wild. I feel like they shouldn't do that, but you know.
Pipe's mom's like that. She like every so often, if she feels a certain like thing. I know people that like they'll get the hiccups, and if they just have like this everlong thing of hiccups, that's like it's their body letting them know that they're like I think it's tachycardia, where you're like yeah, it's your beats or your heartbeats at a different rate.
That's kind of terrifying.
Oh, there's no. What the fuck? There's a. Oh shit!
What?
Big son of a bitch.
It's just a charger.
Reloading.
Oh well, he punched me in the back. It hurt.
Be lucky he didn't grab your ass. Yeah.
I'm so
Oh,
cool.
you know what? Actually, there is a way I could look stuff up while playing this game now that I think about it.
All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about that.
About what? Nostradamus?
Nostradamus.
Nostradamus.
Do you
All
think
right.
he knows? He knows you like that dumb ass?
Maybe.
Nostradamus, I like to call him.
How do I still have so much health, dude? I'm out here grinding. Anyway, so I've learned a little bit about the French prophet from 1555 by the name
let's talk
of
about the American
Nostradamus.
thing for 4th of July. Nostradamus.
Yeah.
The greatest American to ever live, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Nostradamus was actually born well before America became a thing.
Yeah.
And he died well before America became a thing too, so
Practically the same thing.
practically not American.
Practically.
I got a deagle.
I just run everywhere.
Anyway. So he was a French prophet, you could call him if you believe in such things. And he was used many, like, I think what it said is that he had, like, a lot of visions, and at the time, it was very frowned upon to say that you saw the future because of the Spanish Inquisition and whatnot. Here's fire bullets, by the way.
Why is that about the Spanish Inquisition?
Dude, get the fuck off of my health kit, you goon.
I was trying to give it to Zoe.
Dude, I will fucking... If you yoink any of my health kits, you will know pain.
You will
I'm
discover
trying to
hell.
give this team a bonus, and you try and use me, I'll be pissed.
Quit running in fucking front of me when I'm shooting.
That's like telling me to not eat cheeseburgers, dude. It's not possible.
I will say that has been a real downer in my life here recently. Speaking of 4th of July things that are getting fucking ruined, is these dirty bitches called my body that doesn't allow me to now eat any kind of
These
cheese.
dirty bitches called my body. So,
I need to eat. I can't eat fucking cheese, but I found out today you can eat cottage cheese. I think.
big cottage cheese guy, eh?
I am a big cottage cheese guy. Cottage cheese with a little bit of motherfucking. Oh shit. A little bit of salt, pepper, a little bit of motherfucking peaches. I love fruit with fucking
Yeah, it's
fruit with that
fantastic,
shit.
guy. Anyway, back to Nostradamus.
Yeah, let's talk about Nostradamus, motherfucker.
So he's a French, you could call him a philosopher or a prophet. I don't care. Whatever you want to do.
Practically the same.
Whatever you want to fucking do, dude. I don't care. But he's famous for predicting when the Antichrist would show up. But he also doesn't necessarily predict him as as Satan's son. He kind of just has it as, like, generally evil people. And so he, apparently, I didn't read too far into it. Son of a bitch. Alright. I didn't read too far into it. But apparently he, like, very accurately predicted Napoleon Bonaparte and Adolf Hitler. And For those of you that don't realize what I'm saying, this game is so fucking loud, dude.
Yeah, I know. I had to turn it the fuck down.
Mine's at like almost no sound.
Yeah.
And it's still
people are
fucking loud.
screaming at Zoe, cover my fucking back, you cunt!
She's reviving me, but she's dead.
Son of a fucking bitch.
Well,
I lit myself on fire for the gang.
yeah.
I killed him. I killed him too. Suck my fucking dick. Oh fuck, are we all down?
Yeah.
Shit. Shit on fuck.
I
hate this
just saw inside of your head. That was disgusting.
All right, let's talk. So who? What day was he born again? He said, or no? What day did he say the Antichrist was coming? You said that he was coming on a specific day.
So in
right?
Nostradamus' eyes, there's 3 Antichrists. There's so there was Napoleon Bonaparte was an Antichrist.
Okay.
Adolf Hitler was an Antichrist.
Okay.
And the third one, supposedly, if what he says is correct, the third one would have been born on February 4th, 1962, and he gave a lot of details about him, but he didn't say exactly who it is.
Why? How do they know about,
What?
like he had like with the whole I predicted Hitler and
They didn't talk about his Hitler predictions. I did do some reading, and he did predict other things, but it wasn't specifically about the ones that were supposed to be about Hitler. So I don't have information on that. But one of his predictions was that I was like, hold on, let me see if I can find this, because I'll take this all with a grain of salt, because this website's called the Christian. Oh wait.
what
no.
day? You said February what?
It's February 4th, 1962 is the day that the third and final Antichrist was supposedly born.
Dan Plesac, an American MLB pitcher, born in Gary, Indiana, which is where the Ku Klux Klan was founded.
Hold on. But there's more to it than that. See,
Okay.
specifically speaking, he also said that this person would have been born in Jerusalem, but not Jewish.
I don't know if that's a real thing.
Well, if he was born to Arabic parents,
In Jerusalem?
Yeah,
I'm pretty
so
sure
he
they
wouldn't
have to
be Jewish.
there.
well, not in 1962, I don't think.
Let's see. When was Israel was discovered. Israel was established in 48.
Okay, so here's the other stuff too. So not only does he have to be born in Jerusalem and not Jewish, his parents are also dead, and he has an uncle who is the one that taught who teaches him to be evil. And so, knowing
we're getting somewhere.
knowing that, it's generally thought that he could be like a Saudi Arabian prince, maybe. Some type of Middle Eastern bigwig and it also said the fact, like, dude, they knew so much like weirdly, like specific details, but not who he is. Like there was one detail where he was like, where they're like, he went through college and learned and did like computer classes and majored in that. And that whenever he was, whenever he graduated, he didn't have a permanent house, but he would just basically be a nomad that would travel from rich estate to rich estate. And one of those was in northern Egypt, I think, on the Nile.
That is very oddly fucking specific.
Okay, I'm on the historychannel.com, I believe, now.
As Rogan likes to call them, the same people that made Ancient Aliens.
Yes. Either way. Oh, apparently, according to the History Channel, he predicted the 9/11 attacks.
What, he was like, there's going to be this wild thing called a fucking aeroplane.
No, for real though. One of the things I saw him talk about, so the way that he described all this stuff is he couldn't do it like in a way that was obvious. So what he did was he made a bunch of like French poems called quatrains, and he basically just made artistic interpretations that sounded like fiction, I guess. But eventually people started actually figuring out their meaning.
Is that a witch?
And no, it was a hunter. And to make it more difficult...
No, the thing crying.
Oh, yeah. I can't hear anything because I'm reading. But to make it sound less believable, but still believable to the people that actually look into it, he took all of his papers that he wrote and threw them up into the air and put them back together in the order that he grabbed them, so that people would have a tougher time figuring it out. I was like, dude, this dude was the first Call of Duty Zombies Easter egg. It's fucking wild.
He said, "Fucking, you put it together."
Figure it out. Don't use that word,
figure it out.
Dylan.
My bad. I thought that's what he called us.
No.
And that's what he did. He did. That's why he's a bad guy. Nostradamus. I don't like it. I don't like that he used that F word. I only use the fuck word, not the fajat.
Oh, he converted to Catholic. Oh, that's right. His family was originally Jewish, but they converted to Catholicism.
Oh, so he was actually he
Yeah.
was an insider. He
They
was given
changed
insider.
his name was his grandfather's name was Guy Gassonet, but he changed the family name to Nostradamus in order to avoid persecution during the Spanish Inquisition.
What? Was that were they anti-Jewish at the time? I guess.
Dude, he was dodging the bubonic plague. Whoa. That's
Oh,
wild.
is that a witch? That's a witch.
This is real medieval, dude.
This summer,
What the fuck? Oh god, shut up! I just got
She
an ad.
one-shotted my ass.
Yeah, that's what they do. That they really like that.
Also, why does it cry like a child, but then it's a full ass
Here's the-
fucking?
no fees or
Shut
minimums.
up.
Experience the
All right, so I've made it to him talking about prophecies. I wish I could turn off the audio here, so that I could not have to worry about it. But I don't know how to do that.
Did I just go backwards? I did.
So the reason why, yeah, so people thought he was a servant of the devil because of his
Because he knew shit.
prophecies. Yeah, because of his visions that he had.
Who's to say he isn't?
No, that's 100%. That's a valid. Dude, Snake, why'd you pick up a sniper rifle? You son of a bitch. And he got rid of my sword. I hate the AI, dude. Dude, they didn't talk about like any of his predictions. History Channel. What are you doing? I need to know his predictions, not his fucking. But I remember I was reading one of them on this website called Christian Oasis, and it was him talking about. It was like the way he described it was like men in or like it was like fish in like iron fish under the sea that men would come out of, and I was like, oh, that's obviously submarines, and you're like, whoa.
Submarines, yeah. That is a pretty wild one. But I mean, I guess if you're like, oh shit, help. I mean, if you're a little bit knowledgeable on how to build this shit, I mean, like
Dylan, this
Leonardo
was
da
during
Vinci
the,
made a
no,
helicopter.
this was before Leonardo da Vinci, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought around the same time, are we not?
No, the Renaissance was after. Okay, no, it was actually after. Okay, sorry. But
Okay.
anyway,
Yeah,
still.
He had a helicopter and shit. He was predicting.
But Nostradamus is not Leonardo da Vinci.
That's true.
Leonardo da
But,
Vinci was a genius inventor.
An all-around baller.
Yeah. Nostradamus was a Christian guy that had
No,
prophecies.
he was a Jew.
No, he was
You
Christian.
said it yourself.
He converted. So here's one. The Great Fire of London.
Going backwards again.
So he predicted the Great Fire of London, which is the blood of the just will commit a fault of London, burnt through lightning of 23 the 6. The ancient lady will fall from her high place. Several of the same sect will all be killed. And it says if
Is
you
that the
interpret-
Holocaust?
No, it's the Great. I've said it 3 times. It's the Great Fire of London.
Oh. What
And
do you mean
so-
a great lady will fall from her? I don't know anything about the Great Fire of London, to be honest.
I don't know. That one I don't know. But it says the reason that it's interesting is because he specifically says burnt through the lightning of 23's the 6. So if you do 23's the 6 as 66, then you do parentheses 20 times 3 plus 6. What? the fuck?
Is this the shit that's like fucking?
It's doing math, and I'm not good at doing math right now.
I was okay. I was gonna say, are we just saying fucking like, oh, it's 2024. 2 plus 2 plus 4 equals 8, and that's
No,
if you
the
subtract
point,
6, that's as many nipples as Hitler
No,
had.
no. The reasoning behind that is because the Great Fire of London took place in 1666.
Which is, I guess, that coincides with whatever he said the numbers was.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so this is what he had to say about Adolf Hitler. He said, "A young child will be born of poor people, and what does this child do? He will by his tongue seduce a great troop, and his fame will spread far beyond Europe." Another quatrain of possible significance, close by the hister.
And he said he won't do anything wrong. He's actually a really cool guy, everybody.
No. All right, here's this one. Here's one. I'm not going to tell you what it's about, but I want you to guess. Within 2 cities, there will be scourges the like of which was never seen.
What is... Okay, there will be... But 2 cities, there will be a scourge?
Yes. Within 2 cities, there will be scourges the like of which was never seen.
Is that the atomic bomb?
Foretelling a famine within plague, and people put out by steel. Which would probably equal Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
2 cities get absolutely butt fucked. Okay.
And then famine with plague is radiation sickness.
Oh, I didn't know that's what that was insinuating.
Yes. Apparently he's got one for JFK.
A president of a place called the United States of America will get his fucking dome capped, dog.
Okay. Here's this one. It says, from on high evil will fall on the great man. Could be reference to him sniping. Then the quatrain continues, a dead innocent will be accused of the deed. Lee Harvey Oswald.
Jack Ruby got fucking murked himself.
And then it
that
says,
is a wild thing nobody ever mentions.
And then he says
Jack Ruby was also killed.
Yeah, and this also says the guilty party will remain in the mist.
All right, Ben, after you fucking get that, we're going to go over to this machine gun on the right, and then we're going to fucking take them out from there because it's much easier to defend.
There's an AI playing as me right now.
Oh. All right.
Okay, so those are interesting. Let me see if I can find like a list of his predictions.
Fuck, I'm hurt.
I'm so intrigued by this now, dude. Oh, and I think the way that they figured out who the third Antichrist would be is because he talks about, like, astrology and stuff.
It's Trump. It's definitely Donnie.
No, it's not Trump. He's too old. He's too old! Everybody said that, and he's too old. I can't read this article because because Business Insider charges me.
I have no ammo.
Let's see, what's this one?
Why are you guys everywhere?
Dude, all of these websites are useless. But anyway, so do you want to look up the famous people born on February 4th, 1962 in Jerusalem?
Yes, actually. Look it up in Jerusalem. All right, let's look it up specifically. I was wondering why it added that on, actually. Because when I went to look it up, it did add that on. Let's look it up. Let's see. South China Morning was Arabic and not Jewish. What? Jim O'Hare? That's Chicago.
That's our. We know him.
According to the South China Morning, someone with the anagram name Raypaz was born in Jerusalem on February 4th, 1962, but is Arabic and not Jewish. Isn't that what they said?
Who?
Isn't that what he said? Is that there's somebody that it's somebody that's Arabic, not Jewish?
Oh, I got one for February 8th. Yeah, it's somebody. No, they're not necessarily Arabic, but they're not Jewish. That's what they know.
There's somebody, but their name is underneath an anagram. It's not. It's not like there isn't like.
Ladies
it's not
and
given
gentlemen.
a name. It's just
We got him.
What's the anagram?
Raypoz. Says it's like I guess that's how they mixed it up.
You say POZ?
Raypoz. Yeah, and
Raypaz.
I think they mixed up the name for some reason. Help!
Oh, that's actually a reference to exactly what we're talking about.
What?
Um,
What is?
that's the anagram is for that person because they don't know who it is.
Oh, that's the name, like the supposed name for who it? Gotcha. Okay. That's what he predicted.
Yeah. Instructions from Nostradamus. First, get the title and one of the names the Antichrist will be known by and condense these together into one word. Then make an anagram of that. Caliph Ibrahim. Title. Awad. 4 of his names start with the letter A. Compress into one word. If we convert positive to negative, la conter, as in take the opposite letters from the alphabet for Raypaz as enumerated above, we can translate Raypaz into Isblama.
Is there an actual person named Isblama?
Okay, so here's something interesting. Hold on, let me check this out real quick. He doesn't fit the date, but he's close. He showers with Pantene, but I got watermelon to keep me clean. 1960. So, would you like this Word document that I just found? This PDF file has 5 people listed on it. Would you like to know their names?
Feels like it's a CIA.
It's interesting for sure. It's Richard.
Or
Richard
I'm
Stanky.
gonna assume all of them start with letters from that.
No, they don't.
Oh shit!
It's like a puzzle that I don't understand.
All right, go for it.
All right, so there's Awad Ibrahim, Ali Al Badri Al Samari, Hassan Rouhani, Abdel Fattah El Sisi,
Barack Hussein Obama.
Wait, what? Hold on.
Barack Hussein Obama.
Is what? Was he born on that day?
No, he wasn't, but he was born in 1961, so if we're going to include a little bit of some fallacy in there, we can go on and include him, I guess. And then the last one is Vladimir Putin.
He was born Arabic and not Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Putin was definitely not born Arabic and Jewish, but he was also
he
he
could have
has
been
said
born
that like a
Jewish.
world without Russia is a world he doesn't want to live in.
Well, that's one of the things that Fartknocker predicted was that there would be a war between great powers and that peace would fail and that one of the great powers would dominate the world. Kind of eerily similar to some things going on in me.
That America?
Yeah. But it also said that he predicted the world would end in like 3797 too, so I don't know.
I mean, they all fucking everyone I've ever known predicts the world ends. Every fucking preacher. That was one thing. Like Piper's mom was talking to me one day about how the world was going to end because this supposed prophet said it, and I was like, man, I'm not an Islamist or anything, but like, Muhammad said, I'm the last prophet, and I'd be pretty inclined to assume that he's probably not far off. I don't assume there's many of them left.
Why?
Just 'cause.
Why?
That there's prophets left? Just because, like, it's too easy to bullshit. You know what I mean? So, like, even if, like, somebody is a real prophet, I'd still probably call bullshit.
Who's to say that he wasn't bullshitting?
Who? Nostradamus or
Muhammad.
No, I'm not saying he's not either. But I also, like, I don't think I could possibly listen to somebody say that they're a modern day prophet and still respect their opinion.
Well, that's the thing about prophets, Dylan, is most people don't start respecting their opinion until after they die.
Okay, well, you know.
All right, retard.
Oh, shit.
You're definitely not getting my respect now.
I didn't even do anything.
You jumped on the car with the flashing lights.
I'm fucking these bitches up with a chainsaw. Come here, you little fuckers.
Double time it into the safe room, people.
Get off of her. She's hot and I love her. I wish you could see how fucking
dead as
insane my
fuck.
screen is right now.
Can you come into the safe room?
Oh, is there a safe room?
Yeah.
Into the safe room, people.
Alright, fine. Oh, you closed it on me.
For Christ's sake, people.
I'm just saying.
Let me in.
I'm not saying that there are going to be any more prophets. I'm just saying most people nowadays. How did the fucking bot only kill 20 zombies? What the hell?
So many kills I got, buddy. I got a lot of kills. Look at that. Look at that.
All right, we
Witch
gotta
hunter.
speed run through these. I'm getting hungry.
I'm hungry. I'm hungry as fuck. All right.
We got a 40-minute podcast. Do you want to call it here or keep going?
No, hold on. I've got one. I know that I've got one more thing besides Nostradamus. Oh, yeah, we were talking the other day about we should probably save this one for a different one.
Why?
You had two things because you said you were talking about Nostradamus earlier, but there was something else I told you to write down too this morning.
Hold on. Oh, here's something that we were wanting to talk about. So have you ever played War Thunder? Have you heard of War Thunder?
No.
Okay, so it's like a MMO type game, kind of, where the players get into like a big battlefield and everyone gets a tank and they fight, and it has like really realistic tank physics, and it's got planes and boats in it too.
Trains and automobiles.
Yeah. So here's what's let's just stay in the safe room. So here's what's funny about this game that I'm telling you about. So it's not super popular by any means, but it's still like pretty popular. But it's very controversial for a very specific reason, and it's not because the game has like, oh, I'm stuck. No, I'm not. Bro. You get away from me.
Why are you? What did you say?
But it's a very controversial game for a very specific reason, and it's not like a super popular game. But the reason why this game is controversial is not for like it's got homophobia or racism in it or bigotry, or like, and it doesn't have like anything like the Modern Warfare 2 No Russian campaign mission. What part of stay in here don't you understand?
I didn't mean to hit it. We'll stay in here.
So the reason it's controversial is because people from the military like to play this game because, you know, when you're high up in the military, you have access to things. You're probably a nerd, especially if you're younger. And so people like to prove points when they're arguing. And there have been numerous people that have access to military documents that just leak them out into Discords about military technology.
Because of Warhammer?
Because of War Thunder, not Warhammer.
War Thunder, my bad. War Thunder. Why War Thunder specific?
Because they're arguing about... Because they're literally arguing about how planes work.
They're like, this obviously is not how fucking planes work. Come on.
No, they're arguing about like the specs on planes and which ones would be better or not. So to prove their point about which one's better, they leak the documents about like how the plane works. And the military doesn't like it when you leak documents about current technology.
No, there was a kid who was on, like, he had his Discord and he worked at the White House, and he released he released a bunch of documents in a Discord because yeah, he was just trying to impress somebody in the Discord. That's so funny to me.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what happened. Is he would just leak the documents in the Discord. And this happened multiple times though. Like different people did this.
I didn't know that was I didn't know that was a thing that people just went to war.
They would just play War Thunder, get pissed off, start arguing with people. And eventually they would release the documents because they were trying to prove their point, and the military was like, "Stop it, you dumbass. You're getting court-martialed."
That's a wild What a wild thing to do.
Imagine
you go, I need pussy so bad that I'm gonna fucking...
I don't know, that's not why. What?
I need pussy, or I'm so fucking mad at these guys, I'm gonna fucking...
Hey, Dylan, I would like you to take this back into context here. What part of playing a military simulator, arguing about how planes work and which one would be better and more efficient at killing other planes describes "I need pussy"?
That's true. You can't get any.
When they're arguing about the specs on planes. I don't think that's the correct reasoning behind their arguments.
What?
I can't believe somebody would take being court-martialed. They would risk being court-martialed by the military just so they can fucking prove their point that the F-16 fighter jet outguns a MiG.
I like the thought of them doing it on purpose, like thinking that they're the next like Snowden or Julian Assange, and instead they're just doing that.
They weren't thinking about being Snowden or Julian Assange. They were doing it because they were having an argument.
I like the thought of it, though.
You're giving these people too much credit.
That's so funny.
If they were trying to be Edward Snowden or Julian Assange, they would leak something that mattered. Because Edward Snowden blew the whistle. Yeah, something like that, dude. No, all they were leaking...
You remember a few years back the Facebook group that that was gonna storm Area 51?
Yeah.
That's pretty hilarious. Like, imagine being the guy that just enlisted and you're just put on guard duty at Area fucking 51. And
a bunch of civilians, dude. I want to know. Yeah. I want to know how many people like actually showed up.
There was like wasn't there was like 20,000 people that signed up for, or over 100,000. My bad. And I think like a good amount showed up. Actually,
20,000 people got put on a government watch list.
Yeah, well, and then they fucking did actually show up and proceeded to get their like ass handed to them by the U.S. government because they were like, "Hey, if you do this, we will fuck you up." Like, it's a top secret base, so you're not making it out of this one alive.
I like how the government's so trigger happy to protect whatever secrets they have there that they're like, "Well, we will kill you."
You're not gonna live very long if you try this shit.
See, every time that a government makes those kinds of threats on civilians, I'm kind of like, are you really qualified for your job?
You mean like how the president of the United States has said multiple times? Why do you want guns? We got F-16s. We'll just blow you to fucking pieces.
I don't know, Joe
You know what you
Biden.
are to me? You
Maybe
just
the
fucking.
specific reason of what you just said, of you threatening to kill us, is the reason people would like said guns. Just in
Yeah.
case.
Just in case.
I was watching a video about Kurt Russell today on The View, which I thought was pretty interesting. Whenever the Hateful Eight was coming out, and they were asking about gun control and terrorists, because I think one of the shootings had just happened. And they're like, what do you think, Kurt? You got bushwhacked by a journalist, and they were saying that you should ask your opinion on gun control. And he was like, the reason people like guns is so they can protect themselves in the Second Amendment, and I don't think that should change because a terrorist doesn't care about the Second Amendment and whether or not a gun is legal. And I was like, you know, Kurt, that makes total sense.
Kurt Russell hitting some shit with some actual logic.
And that's whenever people tell me this, that's what I always say. I say, you know, you really think somebody that's ready to commit a mass shooting is going to say, "Ah, man, I can't legally buy this gun. I'm just not going to buy it."
You want to hear a funny thing about fucking, like, Britain is that they have, like, mass knifings now.
Yeah.
And they have made it to where, like, kitchen knives are, like, registered. And, like, you can't carry a knife. You can't carry a pocket knife or anything.
So what's
There's
Great
just-
Britain's plan? Are they just going to... They're just going to keep restricting their citizens until they can only own plastic spoons, and then they're going to restrict those because turtles keep eating them, so then they're going to give them rubber spoons, and then fucking babies are going to start choking on them, so now they can't have any spoons?
Yes, pretty much.
And then what do they do when people start
There's
strangling
signs.
each other?
You know, people talk shit and they're like, only real men don't need guns. It's the same shit with Britain now, where they're like, real men don't need knives.
Are you kidding me? That's brain rot. When you see like real men don't need knives and real men don't need guns, I was like, I'm gonna use whatever I have at my disposal to defend my family against fucking crazy people.
I think like,
Also, I saw another comparison too that was quite interesting to me. It was involving Europe and not endangered species, but whenever you introduce a new animal into into a brand new like ecosystem, and it fucks up the ecosystem completely.
invasive species. Yeah.
Yes, invasive species. That was used in an argument against all the European countries letting in refugees from all these other parts of the world, and now they're disrupting the culture of those areas.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Well, no, here's the thing. I was watching a video about France, and they have like a lot of Nigerian and African refugees, and this isn't to say that they're bad people by any means. But they come from a different culture than the French. And so generally speaking, you would think of Paris as like a very clean place, like very
No, it's trash. It was trash pre.
No, but
Pre then.
no, but it's still a modern European country, so it was still probably relatively clean. Let's just
Their women are
ignore
stinky.
your already conceived notions of them being terrible and go with the fact that Paris was considered one of the most beautiful cities in the world for the longest time. But now
Those people were wrong.
Would you shut the fuck up?
That was before America was big.
No, dude, literally, the French are part of the reason of the American Revolution succeeded. So just shut the fuck
Yeah.
up, please.
Yeah, well, they also are the reason we're in Vietnam. Do you know that the
Okay.
reason we were in Vietnam was because we owed France because of the
right.
revolution? And they go, we want our colony back, and
Can
so
I-
we got into Vietnam because they didn't have the fucking manpower to take it over, and they were like, "Please, America, please come do it for us, please. I'll suck your dick. I'll suck your dick. I'll do that thing with my fingers in your butthole that I know you like. Come on, Sammy."
I didn't have a point I was trying to make or anything.
Go.
Bringing up Vietnam. Oh, now you want me to go? No, you want me to fucking go?
They're the reason we fucking were in Vietnam, so fuck the French, alright? A lot of
I
good
don't know,
men died.
dude. I'm pretty sure part of the reason America is a country today is also because of the French.
Yeah, well, I don't want to call it even.
I'm going to call it even because without the French,
Fuck
we would not be a country.
you. Fuck them. Fuck you. You all suck.
Anyway, back to what I was saying
Oh yeah, I forgot.
before we got sidetracked. They use the argument that the people that are being brought into France are like an invasive species being brought into another ecosystem because they all live on the streets and are used to that, and they have like markets and bazaars and stuff. So French streets are just full of tents and people selling stuff, and trash is all over the place. Like it's become like a like Paris has just become like a really dirty place. Like
So, and so this might sound like I do believe. So they're like, within the business that I work in, I'm in property management and stuff like that. So like with that, you need to have a little bit of like integration and
Yeah.
reintegration.
Well, that's
like
the
for
thing.
people,
They're
so, like,
accepting
we've
people
had
into the
it-
country at such a high rate that they can't do that integration because they're just
Yeah,
letting in
like-
people by the thousands.
'cause there needs to be like integration classes because like there's a thing in Hawaii where with homeless people they'll spend like a week doing classes just reintegrating them, like once they get housing, like, hey, this is what you're going into, so like this is what you do in your sink, this is what you can't put down your sink, let's talk about personal hygiene, this is what you do, you can flush toilet paper now. Crazy, isn't it? And like these things are gone over for however long, and like they have to pass the class. Well,
Why
there's
doesn't all of America do that?
that's the thing, we should do that because like we had a guy that like they allowed to move in. My company allowed, like the company I work for allowed them to move in, and he was a homeless guy, and he just let his dog and him shit all across the floor in different places. He had bed bugs, he had fleas, he had roaches. He was just flat out nasty, and he didn't take care of himself. He was out insane, and like that's he was never like taught or like even like looked at as can you integrate back into society.
That's
And dude,
one of
I swear,
those,
like that's the
people-
thing. I am not like a Reagan
I
worshiper
was about to
simply
bring that up.
because fucking the asylum being closed down, man. Now they end up either in fucking jail or like Section 8 housing on the streets and just fucking absolutely wild. It's bullshit.
I think they could do asylums, but have them be like homes for people like that instead of treatment facilities. Like they could do treatment, but just non-invasive, like the actual asylums used to be.
Well, yeah, like, non-invasive. That's a great point. Yes, like non-invasive treatment. Let's try. Like you
Like
can take
basically, it
medicine.
would just be like an old folks' home, but for crazy people.
Well, and see, and so that's the problem is that people they get the wrong people in because they need numbers, right?
Mhm.
And like nobody really wants to fucking wipe an old man's ass all their life. And then old people also say some fucked up shit because their mind's not all right. Well, then imagine the shit from a schizophrenic that's like, I fucking hate blacks, and you're like, holy shit, and like
Yeah.
that guy, don't
Mm.
clip that. But like that guy's not the same as like
Yeah.
just a person that's bipolar or depressed or like Patch Adams, like that guy, like he checked himself into a mental facility because he was suicidal, and then like
Yeah.
that's not the same guy as a person that's throwing shit on the walls. And then like I know my brother's wife, she when she was going through nursing school, she was told not to take candy from anybody because there was a woman there that would shit, roll it up, and then put it in Tootsie Roll wrappers and give it to you.
Dude, that's wild.
Yeah, that's a buttfuck wild person, and like they were an old person at that. So like,
Dude,
what the
that's-
fuck?
Crazy people are so crazy, dude.
Yeah, dog, and like that, there needs to be some kind of integration classes and understanding, and like that's like it was an argument that we had was in college. Like it was one of the first things. Like when I got there, was just like it was just a simple question, and I'm just a devil's advocate. So if everybody goes one way, I'm gonna go the other just to see like why does anybody have the opinions they have? Like, are you going with the crowd, or do you actually have a thought in your fucking head? And so the question was, do you think that the immigration test should be offered in another language than English, the American one? And
Here's what I think about that.
we don't have an actual language. We don't have a national language. We don't have a national religion. So therefore, everybody stood for. I think that it should be multiple languages.
Well, here's my thoughts on this.
Okay.
I think it should be both. I think towards the beginning of it, when they're not quite acclimated yet to speaking English, it could be more in Spanish, and then add more and more to English to it as time goes on, as they get more acclimated to the language. Like drip feed them English.
I could see that, but I mean, that's the thing is it's like once you get that test, you're now a citizen. Once you do that test, you're now a citizen.
No, you still have to
there's
when
no
you
way I'd be
actually
afraid
take
of
the final test, you would need to be fluent in English to take it. But the classes and stuff leading up to it obviously would need to be where I can actually learn this language.
Yeah. I don't. Well, I mean, also remember, some people are just not educated. They're just not
Exactly.
they won't be able to read English. That means you also need to be able to read English in the first place.
Yeah.
Which
so that's
is
you literally you could not do
things.
that test. You could not take that test if you do not know how to speak English. If you only had it in English,
Okay,
you would
so
still have to be taught the specifics of the language. So the
That-
test
that-
itself,
so you're
the
requiring-
final test
requiring-
itself needs to be in English, but the process leading up to that test will drip feed them into knowing English.
So what you're proposing is going to require translators. It's going to require teachers. It's going to require patience. And America's not known for any of those three things.
Well, if you want to get into America, you need to be fucking patient.
Okay. Well, then refugees. That's the difference in a refugee status and the immigrant status is that you're running from an immediate danger, and so refugees will be allowed in this country. And then that's the thing. A lot of the people that live in one of the communities that I take care of are are refugees, and so they're from Africa, and they only speak Swahili. Or whatever, and there's a lot of Middle Eastern as well that just speak Arabic. There's a couple guys that work for my company. There's just one guy that speaks English and he translates for the other three.
Yeah. But even then, you need to have those tests. I don't think you should be able to acclimate into a country without knowing their customs.
Well, I think that's true. I think that would be true of many other countries. I think we need classes okay, so that would be true in any other country that has a national language. But America is the melting pot that does not have a national language. We actually have more
Correct.
Spanish speakers than we do have English speakers.
Do we actually have a higher Hispanic population than we do white?
I didn't say Hispanic population, I said Spanish speakers. Oh, let's see. I just pulled that out of my ass because I remember hearing that. That could be a lie. I'm
That
gonna
sounds
Google it
like
again.
complete bullshit to
How
me.
many Spanish speakers are in the United States? 42 million Americans speak Spanish.
I have 54 million.
Yeah, the United States has no official national language. Okay, 42 million speak it as the first, and 15 million speak it as the second.
67.3 million speak English.
Okay, so they're only off by 10 million or something like that. That's not honestly all that many, comparatively. So that's a pretty wild thing.
I just feel like that number's too.
And I mean, also think about you've got Arabic, then Japanese. It's not anything from it's none of the words come from.
Okay, that's true.
English, from Latin based or Germanic based things.
Okay, what you're saying is true. That is the main. There are Spanish speakers. There's a lot of them, but what is the main language that every piece of media in America is spoken?
Yes, but you have that's the beauty of America is that we do have El Telemundo and the Alibaba, whatever the fuck it is. I don't remember what the fuck it's called. It starts with a J, but it's Middle Eastern news.
Okay.
It's in Arabic or whatever the fuck they speak. I don't know what
Right.
language they speak.
But what do the politicians speak? What do the major news stations speak? What does most American media speak? What does the newspapers speak?
I do very much understand that opinion, but it's also sticking truly to the value of it's like shall not be infringed. You know what I mean? Like like in sticking to the value of we do not have a national language. We are meant to be the melting pot. You would then have things translated, and then those people, it's up to them. Anybody that's an immigrant to the United States now, it's up to you now to figure out. Is it like, are you going to learn the language? And I will say, it's common amongst Asian like communities. They won't know it, but they'll force their kids to only speak it
Yeah.
because they want the kids to fit in, and they just don't. They like the Asians just won't try just because it's so foreign to them. It's such a different thing,
Yeah,
and
it's
they can
completely
also
different
just
base
depend
language.
on the kid to like translate for them.
But at the same time, with them doing that, Asian
Also, the
children
beauty-
tend to be very successful in America.
Well, okay, so thanks. But there will be no. I don't think any of this will be a problem within the next 2 decades. I think in the next 20 years, because they already have the earpieces that automatically translate for us, and so I think it'll end up being just a thing to where we can just put in an earpiece and automatically it'll translate like what they're saying into our language. And so like that's like Putin and Kim Jong Un recently had a meeting, and I'm pretty sure that was what like they had their earpieces in to understand each other.
Probably. I don't know, dude. I feel like that we should just consider English the national language, considering it's the language our founding fathers spoke.
Yeah, but the whole point of it is that we don't have a national language. You know, like
Yeah.
it's just that's and so that's the argument. Like I. So the funny thing is, I gave the argument that you're giving, okay, and that's why like I was the only one there that gave that argument because I was just like, well, let's talk about this. Why is it that we want? And like I said, if I move to France, I'm learning French. If I move to Germany, I'm learning German. But the thing is that all of those countries have a national language. America doesn't. Therefore, it does make sense that we would have a translated immigration test. At the same time, do I believe that like with the social programs, they should have translators, but they should also have to eventually learn like an English competency test or whatever? Sure. But at the same time, you can speak a language and not know how to read it. Like a lot of people can speak Japanese, but not a lot of people know how to write in Japanese. So that does create a big difference in and how things go. Like I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I'm fairly sure like Japan has very strict immigration policies
Japan.
too. Well, they do. Like
Yeah,
it's
but
very
that's
difficult
Japan. That's not
to
America.
immigrate. That's what I'm
We're very
saying,
different.
though. I'm just saying, if you want to live in America, I think you should speak English. I think it would be beneficial to you.
I
think
can
it
understand
would be.
that.
I think it would be beneficial to the person to be able to speak English.
I very much agree. At the same time, I think it's not a requirement, and there's a reason that we have like little Italies. There's a reason we have like Chinatowns. People like to stick to their own, and then but usually second like generation immigrants are the ones that like the parents will go, hey, fit in, learn to like become an American. Like we're Americans, but we just don't. But and also like there's not some people are just trying to get away from the situation they're in, and they're not exactly proud to be Americans like others. And so that does play a difference there too. Like some people are very proud to be Americans, so they will, only speak in English. But others, they're just trying to get out of the shithole country they're from. So, it's just, and with that, like, granted, I feel like, but that's the thing. It's just it's an autonomy thing. You have the right to do what you want to do, and that's the whole thing with America is that you're supposed to have the right to do what you want to do, and like, freedom of speech. You have the right to speak in any way, shape, or form you
if you
want.
want to be a naturalized citizen, or like somebody that's official citizen of the United States, not somebody that has like a green card or something, you need to be able to speak the language.
Let's do Spanish or English. How about that?
Can
we settle there?
No, I stand by English. No,
Dude,
I'm not.
what's
I'm
so
not
funny?
budging. I stand by
went-
English 100%.
So I met there was an Indian priest in college that used to sometimes do these masses, and he did he did the Spanish masses, and he'd sometimes do English, and I understood his Spanish way better than I understood his English.
Yeah,
When
it
he
was
would
probably
say,
easier
like,
for him to speak it.
yeah, for sure. Like his accent went way better with fucking Spanish than it did English. I could not understand his English at all, but for some reason I got his
It's because
Spanish
Indian.
pretty
It's
well.
interesting though, because they're both Latin-based languages. No, not Hindi, but I don't know.
Um, well, American. So English is actually not, and so this is stuck with me since I got in that argument because that bitch got me, and I'm so pissed about it. I just hate losing arguments, even when I don't believe in what I'm saying. The the thing was like, okay, well, like I think you should learn like that language. You should learn English if you're from like if and like it's easy to learn considering a lot of the immigrants come from like Mexico or
Who the
Europe, and
fuck?
like a lot of them have Latin-based languages. Therefore, it'd be easy, like English. And she got me because English is not Latin-based. English is Germanic-based.
Dude, all right, fair enough, I guess. That makes sense considering the Germanic tribes. But 60% of English words are of Latin origin. You know,
Yeah, I wish I knew that fact then. Actually, I would have fucking I'd have stumped on
60%,
her
dude.
ass.
That's over 50, dude. It's pretty close if you ask
You
me.
could hold a conversation with 60% of understanding.
Listen, if she had thrown that fact at me, dude, and I couldn't fact check it on the spot, she would have got me too, though.
Yeah, that one I hated that, and I just had to digress.
All
And
right,
I was like,
you need to get her phone number and text her this right now.
"Hey, remember me?"
Hey, bitch. You were almost right.
Dude, I wonder if she has to remember it too, because that was like our first time meeting, and she never spoke to me again. I saw her like all the time.
Dude,
'cause
I
went to
don't,
small college.
dude, I don't think I would have done well in college, cause I was like I went like 3 days at ACTC, and I got pissed off on the second day. I got mad on the second day. I wasn't mean, but in my brain I was like, "This is bullshit." Because the reason
Why is it?
being is because I was in an English class, and they were doing like she was talking about these commercials and how like they make us feel, and I was like, "This is English, not feelings class." First off, anyway, continue to the actual lesson she was trying to teach us, and she was showing us commercials that were trying to appeal to specific people. And she showed one for the women. I don't care about that one. I don't remember what it was. But it was one that was, specifically appealed to a middle-class woman. The one that pissed me off wasn't the commercial itself, because I thought it was pretty cool, actually. So there used to be this old VW commercial, probably circa 2012, 2013, 2015, something like that. And it was of a Beetle racing through the mud, like a literal Beetle with Volkswagen stripes on it, racing through the mud. And then as the commercial went on, it changed into the car, because they were trying to get more males to buy Beetles or to buy bugs. And she was like, "This is stereotyping males as having fun playing in the mud and getting down and dirty, and it's appealing to that, and I feel like that should make males feel grossed out and like offended." And I was sitting there watching it, and I was like, "This is a pretty sick commercial, not gonna lie."
Like it actually did exactly its
Yeah.
job.
I
I'd
was
like to
like-
buy a bug.
I was like, "Bitch, don't you assume about
If
me?"
that would have killed if you raised your hand in that moment and go, "I kind of want to buy a bug now, though."
I think I did say something. She's like, "How did that make you feel?" And I was like, "I kind of want one."
I kind of want to buy a bug.
Like I was like, because dudes, not every man, of course, feels this
That's just
way.
a stereotype
but
of
generally
Americans,
speaking,
too.
most men do enjoy playing in the mud and getting dirty. I can't tell you
I
how
mean-
many razors I see driving from fucking off-road parks that are covered in mud because it's fun.
And the whole thing, like, too, was just always like boys will be
Oh, that's
boys. Like,
what she said. That's what she said. It's because boys are dirty and girls are clean. And I was like, generally speaking, that's kind of true.
That sounds about right. I mean, like, I don't think any little boy will ever go like, "Yeah, I'm super fucking clean."
Yeah. Well,
Like no, like that's a girl thing. Girls are not like.
it's still a generally speaking thing because everybody is
Yeah, it's a
different.
general speaking, but like I mean, that's the whole thing. Like you can't
It was
appeal.
genius
The whole thing is
advertising.
that you can't appeal to everyone.
Yeah, it was
That's like,
genius
one of the
advertising
rules of
on
advertising
Volkswagen.
is understanding that you can't appease to everyone. You can't appeal to everyone. But now everything seems like you have to appeal to everyone, which makes
That's
no sense. The whole thing is a little bit of
all right.
individuality is okay.
Here's what I have learned from the way that media works now is that when something tries to appeal to everyone, it appeals to no one because of how
It just it's a
generic
big
it
bag
is.
of dick.
It becomes so generic that nobody is a target audience and nobody likes it. That's a problem that the AAA games industry has nowadays, is that they're so occupied with appealing to every person that they can that nobody likes it. That's
It's having 17 sentences start without finishing one of them.
yes.
Is all it is.
That is the biggest problem with AAA games nowadays is because they have no focus. They're bloated pieces of shit that take 10 years to develop.
Like, don't worry, this zombie game. Don't worry, she's a lesbian in a post-apocalyptic world.
Yes, I was like, listen, I get it. You like your
And
you like your sexualities and you like your pronouns, but you have to ask yourself in this situation where there's very
Would
few
that be a
people left.
reality?
Would you first think, oh, I don't like men, or would your thought be, I need to keep the human race alive?
No, and that's the thing. Like, I don't think they understand us how privileged, like, especially like the LGBT community. Like, you guys are so privileged to live in a time where you aren't like fighting for food every day. So you
Yeah.
have the privilege of thinking about this. That's so Pavlov's. Have you ever heard? Or no, sorry, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Have you ever heard of this?
You've
Okay.
told me about it on here.
Oh, okay. My bad. My bad. All right. Well, like that's the thing is that before you can worry about a god, you have to first have food in your belly, to where survival is taken care
You
of.
need to have food and
So-
shelter.
Yeah, food and shelter. So then you can
It's
worry
not
about a
even
god.
like it's not
And then
even that
based
hard
around
to
that, you can then
comprehend,
have-
dude. It's literally just basic logic about what you need to survive.
Yes, well, but okay, so now, well, what I'm saying is like from this then is that you have okay, you now have a god, okay, or you don't. Either way, you now can then think about your opinions. What are your opinions on things? And they live in a time period where all of those other and they live in such privilege to where all of those other things are taken care of. So now we can argue about opinions. That's the thing. Is then these are just opinions. Opinions change. Opinions are very subjective things. They're not objective facts. So then why is it that if somebody has a different opinion from you that you have to then hate them? Because the thing is maybe they're just not at the point where you are, or maybe you're not at the point where they are. Like just hear somebody out.
It's
so
because it's like you
frustrating.
said,
It's so
Americans aren't patient. They're not patient with people that have different opinion. That's the baseline problem is that people
That's a
aren't
learned
patient.
thing.
They don't take the time to see the other side of the argument. Like the thing I said about them needing to learn English. I understand where you're coming from. I just think it would be very beneficial for them to learn the language that is most spoken
And
throughout the country.
I do agree that it would be very beneficial. I just don't think you should put it into law to where you have to learn it. Just because also there is a difference. Not everybody is the same. To be like, unfortunately, there is a
Yeah.
difference in your comprehension skills, your comprehension, and in your some people are just not as smart as
But
others.
that's
Therefore,
also at
they
the same
will just
time,
not be able to grasp that language, perhaps, possibly. So, therefore, if they do have some grasp on a language, at least just let them stay there. You don't like. I mean, like think. No offense to, but like I mean, think about like a person that is mentally handicapped. You can't you can't teach them like in English and then all of a sudden be like, all right, today you're learning fucking French, and it's like I just fucking grasped English.
you know, if he makes it from fucking Argentina to America and he's handicapped like that, I'll give him that W.
Handicapped kids, I mean, like that's a thing.
If they make
Yeah,
it that
give 'em
far,
the W.
if they make
Give
it
'em the
that
W.
far, they make
That's
it
what
that
I'm
far.
saying. Yeah, that's why you can't force them to then learn English. You
Well,
can't
part of the
force-
problem is naturalizing people because you also need to vet people to make sure that they like are good people to bring into the country to begin with.
You do need to vet. Yes, there should be a vetting process. I believe that is part of it. But also with that is that you can't the whole thing too is that America is meant to be the melting pot. So by limiting people to where they have to only speak English, you then are limiting the melting pot, which is then
I'm not saying they only
restricting
have to
freedom of
speak
speech
English.
as well.
I think they should at least have a basic grasp on English. Is really what they should
That's
have.
I think that needs to be a social thing, not a political thing. It's the same thing as like.
Here's the
well,
problem, though. Here's the
I don't
problem
believe in
with the
HOAs.
country. Here's the problem with the country is that if it is just a social thing, nobody's gonna fucking do it.
No, and so that's the thing. There needs to be preach the power back into the people. The people have been like the American citizens have been just so beaten down to just accept things by like the system, by schooling, and by like just like the life that we live in America. We've been beaten down to just accept things as they're given to you and spoon fed to you, rather than to have thoughts for yourself and to then express those opinions in a kind and proper manner in which you go, "Hey, man. You should mow your grass. You haven't mowed your grass in 3 weeks.
You've
That
got
shit's
the
really
Amazon
high.
jungle
You
in
should
there."
mow your grass. Yeah. And people are too scared to like go up to somebody and just simply go and in a respectful manner. And some people are assholes. That's the thing. Just accept it. Some people are assholes, and that's just part of life. And you can deal with assholes how you need to, but you shouldn't be able to then take power over somebody. I don't think you should have power over somebody unless they have caused harm, broken laws in such a way that they cause harm to other people, or like yeah, like that's really it. If it's not causing harm to anybody else, I don't believe it should be illegal to do. And if it causes harm to the government, I think you should get a reward.
Yeah,
for
you should
doing
get a
it.
gold star.
Yeah.
What's the thing from SpongeBob? He's like, my star.
Yeah,
There's a
100%. I
blood
think you
screaming at me.
should get a crisp high five.
Yeah,
and a
yeah,
popsicle.
that's fair. That's fair.
I think this has been a very good philosophical podcast.
You know what
there
sucks
towards
is
the
that you gotta get through like 30 minutes of schlock to get to it.
end. Yeah, right, dude.
I might just
right?
cut it
That's what I
down.
was just thinking. Should you? Yeah, should we definitely? You should cut that first like 30 minutes down into just what's funny, and then yeah, just get
Not
it
a
to
lot.
where-
I'll tell you that. Not
Yeah.
a lot.
There's not. Yeah, there's not a whole lot
lot.
in there that was worth a shit. But I'm glad we got somewhere.
That's what I was.
This is a fun
That's what I was
conversation
worried
to have.
about with this game is because of how intense it is. It's hard to have a good conversation while playing it. But
Yeah. I would need. Damn it, we need to get a very liberal person on here because you're more conservative than I am, and like I tend to call myself a middle ground person. I've told you before I consider myself to be liberal, honestly, but like
I don't know any liberal people.
That's
You're
the thing,
the
yeah, we
most
need, like-
liberal person I know.
That's so funny. That's so funny because I was friends with very liberal people in college, but I know that they like would not like to come on here.
Why? Because why? Because they think they'll get pissy with me.
Pissy with me, but
Why
yeah,
would they
well,
get
because
pissy with you?
Because I've pissed off a lot of people in my days, but I just love being a devil's advocate. It's what I love to do. Even if I don't believe in an opinion, I'm going to argue it just because it's fun to me. I also like to
That's
watch
so
people
irritating.
get flustered. I love watching people get flustered.
I hate devil's advocates. I hate that. It's so stupid.
I was never and that's the thing too. Like
If
nobody
you're
in
gonna
college
argue with
actually
me
knows
about an
any of my
opinion,
opinions.
yeah, if you're gonna argue with me about an opinion that's not actually yours, you can walk out the front door, buddy. You can get the fuck out of my house. I want your true shit take. I don't want your fucking fake opinion just to get me to start an argument.
It's fun though. It's a good way though for you to then analyze why you feel the way you feel and why you think the way you think. If we hadn't had this conversation, you would have never thought into why you thought this was right, And so that's the thing. That's the thing. Is that if you don't play the devil's advocate,
Well,
and but also there are times where I play devil's advocate, and then somebody thinks that's my hard opinion, and they don't ever talk to me calmly, and they now hate me, and
Yeah.
that's just the chance.
Most
I
of your
take.
opinions on movies are what does that to me.
I enjoy most of the movies I say are shitty, which is so funny too.
Yeah, I know. I know you like those movies I tell you to watch. Tell me, have I ever suggested an actual bad movie for you to watch?
I'm trying to think. I don't. I see, and I did this to Piper the other day. She was trying to not watch something I was, and she was like, why do you want to watch this so bad? And I was like, why don't you? Like anytime she sees an older movie that I'm watching, she always says no, and I'm like, tell me the last time I showed you a shitty movie.
Yeah, dude, no.
Like The worst movie I've showed her maybe is Rambo, and that's still
That's
a
not even
great
a
fucking
bad
movie.
movie,
That's the
dude.
thing.
That's a
It's a great
fantastic
movie.
movie.
It just had a little bit of 80s cheese to it, but it was
It's just
perfect.
old. It's not even that
I love
cheesy.
it.
The first one's not that cheesy, dude. It's
No,
sad.
no. That's I know. I'm going back and watching it. I realized that I
It's a
remembered it wrong in a
fantastic
lot of ways.
movie.
It actually is a fantastic. Yeah, it's
What
a
you're
fantastic
remembering
movie.
is Rambo 2 and 3. Those ones, 80s schlock. The first one, though, is a tragic movie about a Vietnam veteran displaced from his home that is having to fight against the system because they keep bullying him.
His best friend fucking died.
Yeah, and his best friend died, and he had to go tell his friend's wife that he died.
No, his friend's wife is the one that tells him.
Oh, right. My bad. It's been a while. I
That's
think
okay.
I had the flu when I
Only
watched
because
that
I
last
just
time.
watched this that I remember.
It's a fantastic movie, though. Also, funny, Rambo 3 is about him helping the Mujahideen, and everybody loved the Mujahideen in the 80s. Turns out, they're the Taliban. Oh!
That is
Folks, that's
so
all for the
fucking
Faded Sun
great.
podcast this week. Happy 4th of July.
We're gonna end on that note. Bush did 9/11.
Yes, he did. Well, actually, it was Dick Cheney, but that's another can of worms.
Oh, and we're back.
We're back in, boys. Dick Cheney wanted the military-industrial complex back in full gear, so he had the Taliban do the 9/11 attacks. He called up his old buddy from the CIA, Mujahideen, Osama bin Laden, and he said, "Hey, get some planes to take down these here pillars that we got called the Twin Towers," and that's what happened.
Hell yes. All right. Shout out to you 9,700 people that are going to be injured in 4th of July accidents every year. We love
keep
you.
your 10 fingers. Good job. If you lose one of those, sorry.
Hey, dude. There's a good story if you lose one. If you lose 4, you can cry. All right.
Unless you
Love
lose
you
it in an
guys.
unfortunate smelting accident. Bye.